Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. My career goals are majorly around machine learning. I'm talking about statistical machine learning there. A bit of computer vision. I have some experience with computer vision too. And my long-term goal is looking around. Yeah, I want to become a professor in the field of machine learning. That is my long-term goal for now, and I'm actually working towards it. Currently, I work with Data Science Nigeria, and my role there is as a statistician and data scientist. And based on the project we've worked on so far, I lay my hands more on computer vision and a bit of NLP. Let me put it that way.
Okay. And are you comfortable with remote roles or you prefer roles that are in person?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with remote roles for now.
Okay. And any particular industries you're interested in working in? So for example, are you keen on working in just fintechs only or are you open to any industry?
Fintech is okay. I will also look into more of research roles because I love research, and but fintech is okay, and any other industry is also cool by me.
Okay. So this part of the call, I'm just keen to know a bit more about um, your most interesting projects to walk through. Starting off with like what kind of problem you were solving, how big the problem was, um, how you got the data for the project, the solution itself, was a solution itself that you built to address a particular problem, just the kind of stuff. You want to walk me through like your most interesting project that you've worked on, whether it's during the course of employment or on your own.
Okay, so my big project, okay, my big project, I'll start with a project I worked on sometimes around last year with some of my colleagues. It was on actually it's a Zindi competition, and we later we later worked on the solution because we our solution brought us the third position in the competition. So we converted the solution to a white paper, which is actually accepted for publication, but is yet to be public to be out publicly. So the work was basically to detect the we have a data set which consists of coordinates and places where accidents occur most in South Africa, in some regions in South Africa. And the data sets were actually few. We only have coordinates, we only have some little features, and at the end of the day, the major objective of the project with the data set that was given was that we should predict if accidents will happen in a particular hour at a particular place in South Africa at a particular hour. So we since it is a combination of like time series and classification problem, we had to convert the data set to like hourly, and we have a data of more than 3 million rows on Excel. And our first challenge to that is how are we going to train it? Because even the Google Colab that we are using for the project was I started crashing and it could not model the data. So we had no other idea, no other option than to use Google GPU, Google Cloud Platform for the model training. And at the end of the day, based on reverse engineering of those coordinate that was given, we are able to get more features and we are able to predict, to bring out an example model that was perfect for predicting those cases of accidents.
Okay. What kind of models did you use for that project?
Okay, we used LightGBM and CatBoost. We modeled LightGBM. The CV was not was okay actually, but we think the use of another tree-based model will be better. So we applied CatBoost, then we assembled. We did an example of the two, and we were able to come out with a better prediction.
So do you mind explaining again what the rationale behind using LightGBM and CatBoost were?
Sorry?
Do you mind explaining again the rationale behind like why you chose LightGBM and CatBoost again, please? If you don't mind.
Actually, yeah, based on the problem, we believe a tree-based model will work perfectly for our modeling. Will give us a better prediction. That was the main reason we chose those two.
Okay, I'm just keen to know a bit more about why you thought that a tree-based model would work better for the problem.
Sorry, please, can you come again with that? Can you come again with yours? I'm sorry, Malo.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I said that we believed that a tree-based model will give us a better output.
Okay, you had set up, you guys had assumptions before based on your data, right?
Yes, based on our data, though we tried some other models like XGBoost and Random Forest, but our CV score was not that okay. That was why we stick on improving on those two models, those two algorithms.
Okay, all right.
Cool. Do you have follow-up questions, Stephen, that you want to ask?
Not really. Okay. I think I don't know if you'd love to explain some of your exciting projects in computer vision. So what's your research, and would love to hear about those.
Okay. Based on computer vision, recently I worked with a guy. That was quite recently. I worked with a guy on his he was working on his master's thesis, and he needs someone to help with the modeling part, because the stuff was not, he's not even having a very good direction, and the professor actually wants him to have an higher accuracy than the author of the data. What I mean by the author was, the data set has been used before by some other guys, and they have a particular accuracy. The modeling they did with the data has a particular accuracy, and it is on a malware data set, image data set, and we have about over 20 classes of it, 20 classes of malware data set, and he has been brainstorming on what he could. So I had to help him with it. So what I did first was I had to do some how do I put it, some pre-processing with the data, and I applied some exception model, a pre-trained model for feature extraction, because those guys that did the work before actually applied some other ML models for feature extraction, some other how do I put it, some other traditional method. I've forgotten the method they used for feature extraction, and trained it with a particular ML model. But what I did was I applied a transfer learning model to the data set to extract the features, and which was exception transfer learning model. to extract the features from each of those classes, then I applied Light GBM for the model training. So I did that for it. Then I also applied Light GBM for the modeling too, separately. Like this data, I converted it to an array format, then with the classes, then I trained it with Light GBM separately. And at the end of the day, the combination of the exception modeling, the exception feature extraction, and modeling it with Light GBM plus Light GBM, okay, was able to give a very higher accuracy than that of the owner of the data set, just to improve the accuracy they've gotten before, and which was a success. Another one that I did on computer vision was okay, sometimes last year, and it was on the detection of rooftops through satellite images. Okay, actually, the major inspiration of the work was based on the fact that satellite images could help in bringing out population estimates from it could help in bringing out population estimate from a data. We could get a population estimate of a particular area based on satellite images. And the major issue we are having is that most images that we have that are from Africa, or let me say remote areas, are really not okay to be captured. It is less studied. A lot of people have not looked into it, and there are not much literatures on it. So it was actually a project done in group. It was with some of my colleagues, and what we did was we started gathering satellite images, then to build a model, and we did some annotations on it, and we were able to apply TensorFlow object detection API. We used I think CocoNet, yes, for the modeling. That was what we did. So those are part of my computer vision project.
All right, thanks for the thank you.
Just going back to the Zindi project, keen to know what your role was. You mentioned you're working with a team of people.
Actually, during that time, it was actually I worked on it in a research group. It was just a group I'm in where we collaborate to just work on any random project, and it's actually based on learning. It's not.
I didn't get the last part. It's not what?
What I said was the project was actually developed in a research group I am in. It is a research group where we work on different projects, and the founder of the project of the group is late now, so that was it. So the project was actually we started the project the project was basically for a white paper, a paper presentation.
Okay, and just keen to know what particular role you played in that particular project. So what did you contribute for that particular
in the project?
Yeah.
I did more of the annotation, and I wrote part of the script we used.
Okay. I'm keen to know a bit more about the biggest challenge you encountered in that particular project and how you overcame the challenge.
Actually, most of the challenges we had during the project was getting the images. And with the help of, but with the help of the person, the lead, we were able to get some of the images, and we were able to annotate it. The annotation really took time, but it's actually not a big deal since we have a goal. And the next phase of the project was improving on the accuracy, because the accuracy we had then was around 70%, and we still believe we can do more if we get more images before the project was held due to his demise.
Okay. And you mentioned like biggest challenge getting images. How did you go about getting the actual images? What did you use to get the images?
Sorry?
You mentioned the biggest challenge is getting more images. What did you do to actually get more images? What did you do to like resolve the challenge exactly?
Yeah, I really don't know how he got the images, but he brought the images to me. That was just it. I was able to get the images, but I know we had some, because what we concentrated on is getting the images, satellite image of a remote area.
Okay, got you. And so you mentioned that you were measuring performance based on accuracy, am I correct? Is that how you compared Light GBM with CatBoost?
Yes, what we did based on that project, what we did was we did some kind of example to bring in Light GBM and CatBoost, to assemble Light GBM and CatBoost to bring out a better accuracy.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why you like used accuracy as the metric to measure performance for that model? I mean, for that project rather.
The reason we used accuracy,
yeah,
actually based on the competition. Let me try to remember. There was no reason, but I think the accuracy, I think I'll have to check, but I think accuracy was the evaluation metrics that we measured on based on the competition.
Okay.
That was the reason.
Okay. And I guess my question then, the last question I have is that how did you go about optimizing your model to get improve the accuracy? What did you do to get your score, I mean, to get yourself high in the competition?
Okay, in getting the higher accuracy in the the modeling. Okay, we tried we did a cross validation score. We used we applied a grid search on using different hyperparameters to select the best hyperparameter. Then we use the hyperparameter for the final model of each of those models, like the hyperparameter for each of those models we are building. I mean for Light GBM and CatBoost, and the result of Light GBM and CatBoost was now assembled.
Okay, and sorry, just final question. What position were you in the competition?
The third position.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That's pretty good. I think that pretty much sums up the questions that we had regarding the project.